girl Rajanae. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos that I'm going to have on my channel. Today is my second video of my Courtside with Rajanae series. So if you can read the title down below, you already know I'm talking about the NBA Draft 2020. There's 60 prospects, so if I did 60, like, this video would have been like 3 hours. But since I'm not doing that, I'm only doing 20 prospects. I did do my research because, you know, this is my first video talking about the NBA draft, so I gotta come correct. So I got my notes, got my little extra notes over here. I'm not really gonna go into picks and stuff like that because I just feel like, I don't know, people think that where people are ranked at in the draft just matters, and it's just like, okay, like if you're like the 10th pick, you just don't matter, ain't nobody worry about you, like you ain't even all that, you know. But I think that's false, because I feel like if anything, like if you're even a part of the draft, like at all, that's a blessing, because God bless you to be put in that situation so that you can see your dreams come into fruition. Like, not a lot of people make it to the NBA, so that's a blessing. You're gonna have so many like young kids looking up at you. Like my little brother, like he's 9 right now, but when he was 8 years old, he was talking about like how his dream is to be in the NBA. So not only does he look at Steph Curry, LeBron, you know, Harden, but, you know, I introduced him to, you know, Jalen Green, Mikey Williams, Josh Christopher, Sharif Cooper, and now like he loves those guys. So if anything, like I wouldn't even get too deep about where you're picked and stuff like that, because God blessed you with the talents and gifts to come to a team and go do what it do. But let me start with my LeBron speeches and just let's just get into it, because this video is gonna be long as it is. So get your drinks, your snacks, whatever you need. Let's just get straight to it. The first prospect is LaMelo Ball.
Flat feet defensively is not what the doctor ordered for the Hawks.
Oh, how about that? That's what we have seen from Ball behind the back, and the masked one puts it down.
Rack behind his back twice. Excuse me, don't reach. Good pass. Way to finish, big fella.
And some of the hustle plays starting to go to the Hawks' way. LaMelo. Yes, LaMelo Ball.
The projected team that LaMelo is supposed to be on is the Timberwolves. I'm going to tell you why they do not agree with LaMelo, I guess, being with the Timberwolves. First of all, the Timberwolves need overall defense, shooting, and just talent overall. They have the worst defense next to the Wizards. Ouch. And they need overall defense. And I know that LaMelo may not fit that exactly, because I think one of his weaknesses is his defense, but I mean, he definitely has the shooting and the talent. Also, the Timberwolves were 28th in the 3-point percentage, so again, they're just going to need somebody who can shoot. But since LaMelo has the same position as Karl Anthony and D'Angelo Russell, that's just not going to be a good look. Plus, we need LaMelo Ball to be shining out here, okay? So the Timberwolves may not be a good pick. My first pick that I have for LaMelo is the Hawks. Let me explain myself. The Hawks need a perimeter defense, a backup point guard, and just shooting overall. I think that, like, can you imagine LaMelo playing with Trae Young? Trae, like, yes, like imagine LaMelo and Trae playing together. Trae is already a crafty player as is. He's fire. LaMelo is just as crafty, okay? And plus, think about it, okay? So they have the 3-and-D wings, right? Which is Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter. Apparently, even though they're great players, they haven't exactly proved themselves. And since Trae needs help to cover up his weakness with defense as well, why not Ball? I'm just saying. Plus, Trae is so good offensively that when he's on the bench, like, the team is just done for. Like, they just shut down, and it's like, who y'all got? So you're gonna need a backup point guard, and that could be LaMelo. I'm just saying, like, imagine them pairing up. I don't see the problem. Like, I see that being fire as hell. Next, my second pick for LaMelo is the Pistons. So the Pistons need a point guard. They need overall defense and just overall talent. The Pistons don't have any players that are long-term starters, so that could be a good position for LaMelo. And they also need talent. Other than Bruce Brown, they also need more defense. And so I don't know who else the Pistons are trying to pick up, but if they can pick up somebody else that could also pair with LaMelo and also help out the Pistons, that could be great. The last pick that I have LaMelo as is for the Chicago Bulls. Now, the Bulls need passing, perimeter defense, and rebounding. Now, this one might seem a little crazy just because I guess they're not necessarily looking for a point guard or a shooting guard or anything like that. So you do have Zach LaVine and Kobe White, who are scorers, and they're A1. Top notch, okay? But they're not primary ball handlers, so you're gonna need somebody who gonna bring that ball up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying ball, LaMelo, ball. You see, what else are we missing? Okay, they don't have no defense. I don't know who the Bulls is also looking for, but if you can find a player that can provide some good defense, that could be helpful. Some things that I like about his game is that, for one, he is very creative when he gets to the rim. Like, this highlight that is so funny. Like, I laugh at it every time I see it because he didn't have to do old boy like this. Like,
By Brisbane, I think they've done a really good job of tidying up their defence.
LaMelo shakes one way, then the other, then the pass to Josh Boone.
he didn't have to do him like that, seriously. But he's really creative when he gets to the rim. Also, his confidence. He's unpredictable. Like, as a player, like, I just think he is so crafty. Like, another player that I think is crafty is John Morant. Like, not trying to compare the two or say that they play similar game or anything like that, but I feel like John Morant is also a crafty player. Like, that's why he's one of my favorites, because you just never know what he's about to do. Like, when you think you know what he's up to and what he's about to do, it's already too late because he already did it. His strengths is his creativity, which I mentioned. That's why I like his game. His playmaking skills, obviously, because he's a highly skilled passer. So I can definitely see that. He'd be setting his players up. And scoring, just because, like, he can score anywhere on the court. Dang. It would be his shot selection. Sometimes he'll make threes, fadeaways at just bad times, and it don't look good. Well, he would have to work on his shot selection, and I think another weakness that he has is just trying too hard to make things happen. As far as his comparisons, he's compared to his older brother Lonzo Ball and also Jamal Crawford. Like, LaMelo is a great player. Like, I feel like he's an exciting player, to be honest, because, like I said, like, you never know what he's going to be up to when he's on the court. So he's definitely going to be bringing some fans to the arena just because, hello, like, he's a ball, LaMelo Ball, so why not? But other than him just being LaMelo Ball, I just feel like he's going to be an exciting player to watch. Like I said, he's definitely crafty. I feel like he plays mind games with you. He has great vision of the court, and like I said, he can help his teammates as far as his playmaking skills. So, LaMelo, look out for him because he's about to be fire. Anthony Edwards is prospect number 2. The projected team that they have for Anthony Edwards is the Charlotte Hornets. So the Hornets need a center, they need a wing, and they just need overall talent. They need good players. Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham are really good, but apparently they're not good enough. Also, they need to replace Cody Zeller. PJ Washington is great, but Miles Bridges still has to prove himself, so they also need better defense from forwards. Anthony Edwards, I guess I could see why they would choose him because he's a bucket getter. You already know this. He definitely has the athleticism, and he has the two-way potential to help out the Hornets. But as far as my personal picks, I have him, first of all, with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is a shooting guard, and he is definitely talented, so I could see why that could help. His defense may not be his strongest point, which is something that the Timberwolves are looking for, but I mean, he could pretty much handle everything else. You already know that the Timberwolves apparently has the worst defense next to the Wizards. Again, ouch. Yeah, but I mean, Anthony Edwards is, again, a great wing scorer, so he can definitely help out the Timberwolves. The last pick that I have him for is the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors need a center, wing depth, and just a backup point guard. The Warriors need to base their decision off of a playoff matchup against the Lakers. You already know that the Lakers are champions. They won last season. Also, they need to provide shooting to offset Draymond Green. He is a great athletic wing. He has instant offense, and he could help out the Splash Bros, Clay and Steph. As far as what I like about his game, he's just very physical. He's fearless once he gets to the rim. Seriously, like I feel like overall he's a fearless player, but when he gets to the rim, I swear it's nasty. Like he don't even care.
The foul went to the monitor to see if it was going to be a flagrant one. Anthony Edwards with the jam! Are you kidding me? Oh, man.
He doesn't hesitate to shoot at all, so you know that his confidence is there with his game. He's not afraid to make any shot at all. If he see it, he gonna do it. Overall, I think he just plays hard. He has a lot of heart and he has a lot of emotion. So I think that he's gonna be like one of those players that really gets like the crowd hype, really gets them going. As far as his strengths, it's his athleticism.
I've never heard a coach refer to it as a turkey in the huddle, but we'll go with. Whoa! Oh, that was a quick leap for Anthony Edwards in the reach.
He's eager to dunk on anybody. It don't even matter. Like I'm telling you, like his athleticism, just his fearlessness getting to the rim is crazy.
Up the sideline made it a whole lot easier for Coach to actually coach. Edwards, come fly with me.
His shot creation, he really has a great shooting form, a great spot up shooter, the jab step, that's his game, and obviously his size and his strength because he just has such a great speed. As far as his weaknesses, defense. As far as like his defense, I think it's just like the effort. Like the effort is not so good. You know, it's his footwork, so he'd have to get a little stronger with that. His shot selection, shot only 40% from the field goal, 29% from the three. So he's gonna have to work on that just a little bit, but you know, it's all right. You know, he got that. Another thing is his assertiveness. Comparisons, they compare him to Donovan Mitchell and Victor Oladipo. Overall, what I like about Anthony is just like he seems like such a competitive player. He's one of the best scorers in the draft, so I'm excited to see where he ends up being. Like wherever team he goes, he's about to be fired. Prospect number 3, we got James Wiseman. The projected team for James Wiseman is the Golden State Warriors. Now, the reason why James Wiseman would be a good fit for this is because, again, he's a center. A lob threat. He can improve his playmaking and his shooting. His jumping ability is crazy. Another pick that I have for him is the Knicks. Like I said, he has the athleticism, the size, and he can protect the rim. Now, this wasn't necessarily my pick, but I didn't have another like team for him to go to. But there has been talk about Wiseman being a good fit for the Charlotte Hornets. He has the most upside, but again, if he can just continue to improve on his shooting and his playmaking abilities, he could help out the Hornets. What I like about his game, again, we got players in this draft that their dunking is crazy.
Boogie Ellis for 3. James Wiseman, nobody boxed him out.
He is not afraid to dunk on anybody, and I don't even see why he would be, because he's 7'1". What are you scared for? Like, they should be scared of you. The personal teams that I have him going is, other than the Warriors, for some reason, I can also kind of see him with the Knicks. Let me tell y'all something. The Knicks is, come on, these Knicks fans is so real. They're going so hard right now. Like, they're trying to get everybody. Like, it don't even matter. They're trying to get everybody from the draft. Not everybody can go to the Knicks. Some of his strengths is his athleticism. His jumping ability is crazy.
Saturday night and Saturday morning, 7 hours of national broadcasting. It was all Tigers.
His size, obviously, he has the potential to be a great rim protector, especially with his length. and he has the shooting potential, which is something that the Knicks is also looking for.
Wiseman, a post touch. And
They say that he has more of like a Bosch-like form. He's very gentle. Weaknesses is his awareness on the court. Gotta be a little more stronger in that department. His playmaking abilities. Apparently he's not a great passer, so you just gotta work on that. And his lower body and core strength. He has to be able to score consistently in the post, so he has to just work on his lower body and core strength. Wiseman will do justice for just any team because there are some teams that are looking for centers out here, and I feel like he can definitely take that spot for them. Number 4, Killian Hayes.
Wollte eigentlich laufen, hat sich aber wehgetan. Deswegen ist der Spielzug so ein bisschen jetzt auf Impro.
Projected team is the Chicago Bulls. The first team that I have him with is the Phoenix Suns. Now, the Suns are apparently looking for a point guard. They're looking for overall defense, and they're looking for a backup center. That's a good fit because they need a shooter next to Devin Booker, and I feel like Killian Hayes he's a fit. He's a good fit. The next team that I have Killian is the Knicks. I don't know how many comments I've seen watching like his videos where the fans want him to go to the Knicks so bad. But I can understand why the fans want Killian to go to the Knicks because, like I said, they're looking for a shooting guard, point guard, and just overall talent. And he definitely got that point guard position, and he definitely got the talent. So why not? Like, he can do something for the Knicks. He really can. The last team that I have Killian being is the Pistons. Definitely filling the spot for the point guard position and just the overall talent and the defense. So, bam, all 3, baby, he got it. They don't have any players apparently that are long-term starters. So if they could get Killian Hayes, that could be a good look because he could be a potential starter and a long-term starter at that. Look, as far as what I like about his game, I feel like when I was watching his highlights, he has such a certain pace about him. Like, I feel like he plays at his own pace.
Hayes.
They were calling him like James Harden 2.0 just because that just happens to be one of his favorite players that he kind of imitates his game from. And you know James Harden all day because he with Houston, so you know I'm all for it. Also, he does have some craftiness to his game, so that's what I like. You gotta love the crafty players, okay? So his strengths would be his passing and his vision. Can stay a step ahead from the game, or just when it comes to the game, he's always a step ahead, and he makes the passes happen.
Das ist gut gespielt, geduldig.
His versatility and his shooting and scoring potential. As far as his weaknesses, now everybody should know this, even Killian knows this, but one of his weaknesses is the fact that he is a left-hand dominant. You know, once he gets to the lead, they're going to be bullying him a little bit. They're about to push him around a little because they want to see him, you know, bring it to the right, okay? He just has to work on that, you know, and he knows that, so we don't got to keep pushing that on him, keep letting that out. But it's definitely one of the things that his weakness is, but I believe he can get it together, so it's cool. Turnovers and just forcing passes or forcing shots. Sometimes he can overpass, and he can try, also another player who tries really hard to make things happen or to make plays happen. And his strength. I know that one of the players that they compare him to is Manu Ginobili, and I can see that because that's also one of the players that he imitates his game, or he watches a lot of plays on. And why not just throw James Harden in there? Overall, Killian Hayes he's great off the ball. He's a great defender because, again, his defense, I know I didn't get to talk about that, but his defense is also, it's A1, you know? Like, he has the type of defense where he'll stay on you no matter where you're going. Like, they kind of described it as like a fly that just won't leave you alone. He all up on you, all right? Overall, he just has great basketball IQ and just has such a maturity about his game. So, can't wait to see where he ends up either. because I think he's going to be great. I think he's one of the best in the draft. Number 5, we have Onyeka Okongwu. That name is fire. That name is fire.
Driving, and he can't get the
Great
roll.
defense, Ethan. No limit.
Oh, wow, Dylan Smith.
The projected team for Onyeka Okongwu is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the Cavaliers do need defense, so personally, I can see why they would choose the Cavaliers for that. Now, some picks that I have for Okongwu would be the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks do need perimeter defense, and he's very versatile with defense anyways. Something I like about his game is he is also another fearless player. His strengths is his rebounding, offensively too. So not only can he rebound defensively, but he can also rebound offensively as well. His athleticism
Is very stagnant. Not enough. There's a movement now. I think for the Trojans, much better.
He blocks all the shots, all of them, all right? And his defensive versatility, because he can play passing lanes. Some of his weaknesses are passing, his shooting. He just has to work on his jumpers and his threes, and just his size and his length. His comparisons is Bam Adebayo and Antonio McDyess. Overall, Onyeka is a great player with an explosive finish.
Anderson, the freshman point guard. Okongwu rises!
And with defensive versatility and fearlessness about him. So definitely another player that I can't wait to see where he ends up on the team. Okay, prospect number 6, we have Cole Anthony. Okay, so the projected team for Cole Anthony is the Atlanta Hawks. This one I agree with because the Hawks do need a backup point guard, and Cole Anthony is a point guard, and I also feel like he can do really well with setting up his team. So that's why I felt like the Atlanta Hawks was a good look. I did have him for the Grizzlies, but considering what the Grizzlies need, that's a no, so I guess that's done. Also for the Bulls, I have him for the Bulls. Nope. And I also have him for the Spurs. So I guess that's also a no. I did have him for the Knicks, you guys. I had Cole Anthony for the Knicks. They do need a point guard, and they do need talent. And I feel like he can, oh, and they need shooting. All three. Like, he could do all three. Some things I like about his game. Let me tell y'all about Cole Anthony. First of all, he got a lot of bounce for someone that's his size.
Pritchard up ahead, juiced in. Look at Anthony. Wow. Are you kidding?
Like, I don't know if that sounds offensive, and I apologize if it does. It's no offense though, but he definitely got so much bounce for someone who's his size. And it doesn't matter who it is. It really doesn't. Like, he will block your shot, and it's crazy because I was really shocked, like, Cole, no you didn't. Other than that though, another thing that I like about his game is I feel like he has so much heart.
In this game, it's a good move by Boeheim, taking him out.
Cole Anthony, he doesn't look 6'3". They list him at 6'3".
Good here, he just takes on the entire Syracuse defense, keeps his chin on the rim, gets it over the front.
A lot of competitiveness about him. His strength is his athleticism, okay. His shot creation, he loves the step back and the side step, and his finishing. He can also finish in traffic, takes advantage of his athleticism a lot. Like I said, the bounce. He got the bounce, okay? His weaknesses would be his shot selection, only because he kind of has like this score first mentality. And lastly, his passing. He always has bad awareness, passes to open teammates instead of passing them open.
Trying to take that away, and it does give the advantage to the offense.
Good look from Anthony, and
Puts it home.
Cole Anthony's an underrated passer. Not in the sense that we don't.
Comparisons are Jamal Murray, who y'all should know already is fire. So if they're comparing him to Jamal Murray, listen, he about to be lethal. Patty Mills, which he does give me Patty Mills vibe. See, that's why I said the Spurs. I said the Spurs for a reason. He was giving me Patty Mills, okay? and Kemba Walker. Overall, Cole has great leadership and playmaking skills to help any team. Prospect number 7, y'all. Okay, we have Obi Toppin. Okay, the projected pick for Obi Toppin is the Detroit Pistons, and that was actually on my list too of predictions. Personally, Obi definitely has the talent, very versatile when it comes to his speed and again his lob threat. He has shooting potential and he's great at playmaking, so I think that could be a good look for the Detroit Pistons. Another team that I personally saw him going as a personal pick for me is the Atlanta Hawks. The reason why I would say Hawks for Obi is because their lowest three-point percentage is 33.3%, and if anything, Obi has shooting potential, shooting at 39%. So, I mean, what you think? I don't know, but I mean, okay, now this is a pick that I just now added on here because I didn't really see another team that Obi could be on, so I just now thought of this. Bear with me, okay? The San Antonio Spurs. The reason I say this is because the Spurs do need a forward. First of all, they do need younger shooters. They need a power forward to replace not just Mills, but also Aldridge because of their contracts coming to expire. So they're going to need a power forward, and Obi is a power forward. They're going to need a small forward as well for Rudy Gay, and they're going to need defensive size for Murray and White. What I like about Obi's game is, for one, his explosiveness to the rim. He crazy, y'all. He crazy.
Crusher.
He has crazy athleticism. Like, the way he gets to the rim, that explosive beat, it's explosive. Like, he be getting in there. Like, again, he seems like another one of those players, like, it don't even matter who's in the way. And another thing that I like about his game, and I don't want to get too far into this because we're not really sure when All-Star Weekend is supposed to happen anyways, but if I could just say this, he should be in the dunk contest.
To the paint, doesn't get the leaner to go. Ball is tipped to Landers. Toppin, got some separation. Boom! Oh my goodness!
He's left-handed. He jumps off his right foot because of that defensive play.
Enough said. His strengths is his playmaking ability. He also, like I said, explosive leaping ability is also his focal point. His shooting potential.
12 minutes to play in the second half. Toppin open for 3. He's missed 2 tonight.
He was shooting 39% from the 3, so he definitely got the shooting potential. And his versatility. He has great speed, and he's also a lob threat. His weaknesses happens to be his age and potential. Another weakness is his consistent effort and his defensive IQ. He can be very heavy-footed and just poor footwork around the perimeter. Comparisons is Amari Stoudemire and Tobias Harris, not Tobias. Obi has a lot of athleticism, a lot of explosiveness in his game, and his dunks are just nasty. Like, I feel like he has a competitive nature about him. He said he wanted to go to the Warriors. I'm like, okay, so you know what you want. Okay, my bad. Overall, he's going to be a great player. Number 8, we have Denny. Now, I messed his name up while doing my research, so excuse me. I think it's Denny Avdia. Denny. Okay, we just gonna stick with Denny because I ain't trying to mess him up. So the Knicks do need shooting, a point guard, and just overall talent. The reason why Denny would be a good fit because he definitely has point guard skills from a forward position. So look at him, all versatile and stuff. Also, he can create space for Barrett and Robinson, especially once he can improve his shooting. Next, I have him personally for the Golden State Warriors. Again, he could be a good fit because they do need a backup point guard. Even though he's a small forward, again, he's capable of taking on a point guard position. and he can also be great on the wing. Another pick that I personally have for him is the Dallas Mavericks. I have him with the Dallas Mavericks also because of the fact that he is a great playmaker, his basketball IQ. That's just me personally. Let's also look at another team that I was also thinking about at the back of my head, the San Antonio Spurs. Now, I know you guys remember me saying that not only does the Spurs need a power forward, but they also need a small forward. What I like about his game is his playmaking abilities. He has some explosiveness to him, and he's a great cutter. So his strength is his craftiness. He's a great passer. He has a great feel for the game, his ball handling, and his ball IQ.
Avdia, לטה דני Avdia אוכל את κίνηση του Dorsey. Ψάχνει την πάσα στον ελεύθερο Avdia.
His weaknesses is just his consistency. He'll be bullied on the glass a lot just because he gives up inside the position. His strength, he would just need to add weight to guard fours and bigger threes, and just his lateral quickness. Hopefully he'll end up with the Warriors or the Mavericks because he can play next to Luka. I also think I saw something about him being like a Luka 2.0. All right, prospect number 9, someone that I'm also pretty excited to talk about because I didn't know who he was until I did my research and I was looking at his highlights. We're talking about Kira Lewis Jr. The projected team for Kira Lewis is the Washington Wizards. The reason why Kira would be a good fit for the Washington Wizards is because, like, have you not seen his speed? Alright, so he is a quick point guard, and that is something that the Wizards actually need. The next team, now this is on my personal opinion, would be the Charlotte Hornets. Now, the Hornets don't really need a point guard. They need a center, they need a wing, and they just need overall talent. But, I mean, why not Kira? He's definitely talented. He has the speed, the playmaking abilities, and the shot creation. The next personal team that I have him on is the New York Knicks. Something I like about his game, which is crazy. First of all, his confidence. I do love his confidence. But secondly, okay, hear me out. I'm going to make sure that I leave the video in the description down below just in case if you want to see it. But when I was looking up his highlights because I didn't know who he was, I came across a video of someone talking about how his game was similar to Ja Morant. I was like, what? He's not as explosive or maybe as athletic as Ja, but you know, he proved that just because he's not as explosive or athletic doesn't mean that he doesn't have his same game, because Ja has different things about him or has different things that he can do that Kira can do. And when I was seeing the clips side by side, I was like, apparently he's one of the most slept on in the draft. I was like, oh no, ma'am. He cannot be one of the most slept on players in this draft. He just can't be, because if he's playing like Ja, that's disrespectful. His strengths would be his speed, aggressive driver. He's very creative, crafty when attacking.
Kira Lewis back the other way. Boy, he just put it into another gear. That is just... Lewis off the assist. And it's Alabama by 1. Lewis again.
His playmaking abilities, he moves plays, has reads off aggression and just commanding attention, and his shot creation. He's a great ball handler, won't try to break you down, but relies on hand dribbles, hesitations, change of speed, and his pace. His weaknesses would be him just forcing passes, finishing through contact. He tends to shy away from contact, and he just pretty much relies on floaters, and he just has to build up his strength and his weight. His comparisons is to Dennis Schroeder and Lou Williams. Overall, I'm going to be a fan just because of the fact that not only do I love his game, but like I said, I'm a fan of Ja Morant, and the fact that he plays a similar game to Ja, I know it's about to be crazy. Prospect number 10. See, I've been missing people's names. I've been missing everybody's names in this draft. Devin Vassell. His projected team is the Suns. I see him either playing with the Celtics, the Spurs, the Pelicans, or the Hawks. I say the Hawks because the Hawks are looking for some shooting, and because Devin is a shooting guard, why not? Something that I like about his game personally is he will attempt any shot no matter how difficult it is. Hey, one of his strengths is three-point shooting. Hello.
Osborne drew traffic. Long three. 1 foot in the paint. Not allowing Florida State to have a clear shot to the rim.
Clock winding down and 10.
5-point game.
His defense, he has great lateral quickness. He can turn his hips, when especially across step 2 for recovery. And his motor and his effort. He definitely brings that competitive nature and just like that emotion. As far as his weaknesses, ball handling. He's comfortable with 1-3 dribbles, especially half court. His scoring profile needs a little work. Also, he needs to get stronger so he can guard bigger wings and be able to switch onto forwards. Comparisons: Chris Middleton, McCall Bridges, Matisse Thybulle. Overall, like, I love his competitiveness. And just like his effort, like I said, I feel like he's another player that brings a lot of emotion to his game. Prospect number 11, Tyrese Maxey. His projected team is the Spurs. Personally, I mean, the Spurs may not be a bad look, but that's not really kind of where I projected him to be. But we can put that on. Have him with either the Mavericks or Orlando. Something that I like about his game is that he's creative, he's confident, and he's fearless to the rim. So his strengths would be his scoring potential.
Henry not giving him actually any room at all.
Look at him. He's on a defensive stance. Oh, what? Oh, are you serious? Are you serious? Come on, Maxey. You're a freshman. This is your first game. Are you for real?
He's most effective scoring off balance. His finishing, he embraces the contact, and his motor/effort.
Watch out. I've been run over before.
And now one of those plays that Ole Miss has been doing in this ball game. Kentucky comes up with it.
Pick and pop. Maxey, Caleb Wesson comes out on him, and he's going to try to go to work on the inside.
As far as his weaknesses, it's his passing, his weight/his mass. Have to add weight to guard bigger wings and just to hold down switches. And just his shot IQ, he just needs to improve. He tends to settle for floaters and force tough shots a lot. His comparisons happen to be George Hill, Kyle Lowry, and Bradley Beal. Overall, I just feel like Tyrese is, like, he has a competitive nature about his game as well. So anything to get to the rim, he gonna make it happen. And I feel like he's just unstoppable once he gets to the rim. So y'all better get in his way. Prospect number 12, Leandro Bolmaro. His projected team is the Kings, but I kind of had him either with the Mavericks or even the Nuggets. Something that I like about his game is just his playmaking potential and his passing. His strength is his creativeness/his IQ.
Bolmaro quería pasar ahí en el split, no lo vio claro, utiliza la pantalla, pasa por la espalda, ataca con la zurda, qué valiente, otra bombita, qué mal.
He has a lot of foot/hands layups. His playmaking potential, he uses either hand to make shots, and just his pace and his pick and roll play. His weaknesses, he can be a little bit sloppy and careless when it comes to the turnovers, and he can just get too fancy with the ball at times. His comparisons is Thomas Satoransky and Joe Ingles. Overall, Leandro is a primary ball handler. He's the type to basically initiate the offense. He just has a natural ability to run the offense. So, and he also has patience when it comes with pressure. Prospect number 13, Tyrese Halliburton.
Under 5 minutes. Will not return to this game. Halliburton, yes! He's down in long distance. Taking down the big dog. Seton Hall comes in.
His projected team is the Pelicans. But not only do I see him with the Pelicans, I think I can agree with that, but I also see him playing with either the Celtics or the Spurs. One thing I like about his game is his passing and his playmaking ability.
Iowa State, and Halliburton knocked it away and then hustled to save it.
Also, I love his confidence and just his flashiness. Some of his strengths is his athleticism.
The kick, and not sure how that was missed.
Back the other way, Jackson firing, and Halliburton.
His length, his awareness on the court, he just has great vision. His playmaking abilities, he has a great read on opposition, and just his leadership and versatility on the court. He shies away from contact. If he was to add weight, I think it would just be easier for him to finish. His shooting form, apparently there's a lot of people that don't like his shooting forms. Just have to, work on that a little bit. And just his isolation scoring. They compare him to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and DeJounte Murray. Overall, Tyrese is apparently one of 3 as far as high in assists. A great playmaker, has great IQ, great awareness and vision, and he's a threat when it comes to transition. He was averaging like 66%, and then it went up to 76. So your boy, he leveling up. Next, Patrick Williams coming in. His projected team is the Celtics, and I do see Celtics, so that happens to be one of my personal picks. But another 2 would be the Hornets or even the Cavaliers. What I like about his game is that, he is quiet. He gives me quiet vibes. He doesn't say anything, but at the same time, he feels like he doesn't have to, because he just gonna let his game speak for itself. And honestly, when they was talking about, they kind of compared him, or he kind of had a game like Kawhi Leonard, I was like, see, it all makes sense now. Kawhi don't even speak. So as far as his strengths, it would be off rebounding, his size and his strength.
Baseline cut and a slam. Walker to the baseline. Williams puts it.
And just his versatility on the court. His weaknesses happens to be his turnovers and just control. Sometimes he can get out of control with the ball. Usually goes with a primary 2-foot jumper. That could hurt him a lot, so he would just have to work on that. He also has to work on finishing. It'd be better if he can use his body to draw more fouls, just because, again, he has the size and the weight or the length to him. And obviously his gambling. He lunges for steals when he really doesn't need to. Comparisons is PJ Tucker and Marcus Morris. He has the potential to be good from the 3, and just his consistency and his effort. Next, we have Josh Green. Y'all, we got another Aussie in the building. When I saw his highlights, I really thought oh snap, Josh is fire. His projected team is supposed to be Orlando, and that's funny because that was actually one of my picks for him. But my other 2 picks for him was also the Mavericks and the Suns. What I like about his game is, first of all, I think that he's a crafty dunker.
Cheatham doing a very nice job for New Orleans in the NBA.
Great look down. Wow, nobody stopped Green, so he took advantage.
This year, and didn't come out of the gate perfectly, and here goes Green coming out of the gate. Oh, explode!
I like his dunks. And 2, I feel like he is a sneaky passer.
Another steal. Another turnover.
On the ball, deflection. Najee running the court.
By Josh Green. Green bounce to Najee. Najee slam home another 2.
Josh Green used the heads.
And I also like his playmaking, personally. I personally thought that he had some playmaking potential. His strengths happens to be his shooting potential, his size and his length, and his slashing and attacking abilities. He is great offensively. He just does a one move and go, and he just knows how to run the floor very well. As far as his weaknesses, playmaking. You see what I'm talking about? I thought that he had some good playmaking ability, but that just happens to be one of his weaknesses. He lacks offense, more of on the creative side. I don't know. I still feel like he has the potential to be a great playmaker. Maybe once he gets into the league and he can learn the game a little bit better, it'll grow on him. I think he'll learn it. Ball handling, he just has to tighten it up a little bit, improve his vision, his passing, and just attacking to the rim, and his shot creation / versatility, and injury concern. Compare him to Wesley Matthews and Gary Harris. I definitely agree that his passing is underrated. He also has great IQ and great awareness. So I can't wait to see where he ends up either, because I think that he's going to be another exciting player to watch. Next, we have Trey Jones. Where they have Trey going is Portland. I personally had him with either like the Mavericks, the Heat, or even the Hawks. Something that I like about his game is he gives me patience. Like, I feel like he has a certain patience about his game.
Wins that one back, but stolen right away by Jones. He'll drive it, scoop it. He missed, but he tipped it.
Some of his strengths are his playmaking.
Tough shot. With 2 minutes to...
He has a high IQ off the ball. I know a lot of people talk about he seems like he watches a lot of film, because it seems like he can play, or he can see plays before they happen. His shooting potential and just ball security. Some of his weaknesses would be finishing. Apparently he had like 46% in restricted area lines. Just his length and his touch. He needs to work on his explosiveness and just his assertiveness. He struggles to create space just to get off shots. Again, at that point for the mid-range, he was averaging like 36%. So they're just saying that he needs to tighten that up a little bit, but it's all good. We're comparing him to Kirk Hinrich. I hope I'm saying that correct. Overall, like, he may not be like fast or aggressive or whatever that certain people are looking for him to be, but again, he has the ball IQ. And personally, I think we all know the saying, you don't work harder, you work smarter, if that makes sense. But if he can work smarter and just, you know, make better decisions for not just for himself but also for his teammates, he'll be good. Next, we have Isaac Okoro. His projected team is the Timberwolves. But and that was one of my choices too as well. So I have him with the Timberwolves or even the Hawks. Something I like about his game is his dunks.
Pick third in the 95 draft, Joe Smith.
Goodness!
I was going to talk.
Whew. The dunks is nasty, y'all. Like, I swear, we got a whole class here that are just dunkers. And also his competitiveness. I definitely like his competitiveness. I think he's another player that also brings the raw emotion on the court.
Gomez.
So yeah, his strength is his athleticism. He is an explosive leaper. He's one of the best dunkers. His size and his strength, he could defend pretty much most guards and forwards. So, and his versatility / fit. His weaknesses would be his shot mechanics. Sometimes he can be inconsistent. Shooting, he could be inconsistent when it comes to the free throw line. And sometimes he passes up opportunities. His comparisons is Gerald Wallace and Justice Winslow. Personally, I feel like Isaac has a great build to handle contact, and he can defend multiple positions on the court, and he can cut to score easy points. Next, y'all ready? We got your boy RJ Hampton. Hey. Somewhere he was projected to be with the Orlando Magic, which is funny because that happens to be one of my picks for him. But I'm confident about this one. Like, I don't know what it is, but a part of me wants him to be on this team so bad. You know, I can see him playing with the Spurs. That's the first prediction that came into my head. Of course, you have other people that have their own predictions or projections. It's been a long day. Okay. They have their own personal opinions on where they want him to go. But let me tell you, when I saw RJ Hampton, Spurs, that's it. There's nothing else to talk about. And I'm like, and he from Texas too? What? Say less. Say no more. Like, if you're from Texas, it's only right if you can go to the Spurs. Okay, so Orlando, the Spurs, or I can also see him playing with the Hornets. Something that I like about his game, it was the only thing that I put, to be honest, because he has other like strengths, but we won't be seeing that in a second. But I honestly love his confidence. Some of his strengths is his athleticism, his energy / hustle.
I want it, I like it, I buy it. I told her she gotta come try it. They wondering what I've been doing. I told them I'm keeping it quiet. I pull up, you know I be moving. Whipping the forward.
And his shooting potential. He is also a great finisher. Not just even a great finisher, but a great creative finisher. And he uses the rim as protection. He can also improve his vision, but he does have the potential to be a great playmaker. And he also just has to work on his shot selection. They compare him to Jordan Clarkson, fire, and Will Barton. Overall, RJ's game is, I would say, fast-paced. His main play is just getting to the rim, but once he can improve his shooting from the three, lethal. Next, we have, I'm just gonna leave that right there because I don't know how to say this. I'm not trying to mess up nobody's name, y'all. They have him projected with the Knicks. I'm sorry, look at me. I don't know. I had him for the Mavericks. It's probably just me. He is a creative player in a variety of positions. Some of his strengths are his shot blocking, his playmaking potential. One of his favorites that I've noticed is his cross-court passes. And also his ball handling / agility, just because he has really good vision on the court. His weaknesses would be his on-ball defense, questionable as far as guarding in space. Also his weight and his strength. He could gain, just a little bit more muscle because he tends to struggle around defenders. And also his turnover / ball security. A player who can get a little too flashy, and he tends to force passes, and he just has to really work on his decision making. Compare him to Dragan Bender. Overall, he's an aggressive player. He's especially aggressive on offense, and as a playmaker, he has high level passing skills and has a high shooting potential with great form. Last but not least, y'all, Jalen Smith. Projected him to be with Miami. I wasn't seeing that at first, but I guess I can see it a little bit now. I kind of projected him, or predicted him to be with either like the Hornets or the Spurs or even the Celtics. Something that I like about his game is his explosiveness and his athleticism. His strength is his athleticism.
Ayala, numbers, sticks! Oh, sticks! With some big bark!
He is a lob threat, and he has really good vertical spacing, getting to the rim. His outside shooting.
Line goes to Sticks. Sticks just inside midcourt. Rises, takes the three, and he hit it right at the buzzer. My God, what a shot by Jalen.
And his rim protection. He's just an aggressive shot blocker. His weaknesses would just be his post offense. He needs to work on his lower body strength just because of the fact that he has higher hips. His defensive footwork and his passing. He tends to lack vision and just comfortability. His comparisons are Serge Ibaka and Thomas Bryant. Overall, I love his athleticism and his explosiveness. He's a really great defender and a really great shot blocker, and that could be needed for some teams out here. So yes, that is about it, y'all. I didn't even show you guys my shirt. Y'all see my shirt? See, because I knew I was going to be doing this video, so I had to get NBA pre-draft ready, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to get ready. This is one of my favorite shirts. Let me know in the comments down below who are your favorite prospects in the draft. Where do you see any of your favorite players? What team would you want them to go? We can discuss that in the comments down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But other than that, I'm about to head out. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Bye.